Today we're going to be going through a core focus session. You don't need any equipment for this workout, just yourself and a mat. So we're going to start lying down, coming onto your back. Feet are going to be hip width apart, knees bent, hands coming down by your side. Just taking some nice inhales here through your nose, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Now just bringing the hands on either rib cage, just towards the bottom of your ribs there. Fingertips are going to be touching in the middle of your body. We're now going to practice some lateral breathing. So rather than breathing into your belly or your diaphragm or into your chest, I want you to think about breathing outwards. So as you inhale, feel the rib cage expand, imagining that you're trying to pop a balloon between your upper arm and your ribs. Then as you exhale, feel the rib cage drawing back together and the fingertips will slightly touch in the middle once more. So inhale, rib cage expands outwards, fingertips separate. And exhale, drawing ribs back towards the midline of the body, fingertips touching. So continue with this lateral breathing, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just being mindful of the space between the top of your shoulders and your ears. So this lateral breathing is going to allow us to maintain our posture and our core contraction throughout this movement. So do one more inhale here and exhale. Hands are going to come back down by your side. Now, as you continue with this breathing, we're going to inhale to prepare. And then as you exhale, we're going to pivot at your hip joint, bringing your pubis bone towards your belly button, pressing your lower back down into the floor. Then as you inhale, let your tailbone fall heavy and that space underneath your lower back return. So exhaling, we're going to imprint, pivoting at your hips, drawing the pubis bone towards the belly button. Then inhale, let the tailbone fall heavy. So we're just going to continue moving through our imprint position and then letting the tailbone fall heavy, finding our neutral spine. So trying to maintain a nice heavy sensation through the legs, and it's just the up draw of that deep core that is moving the pelvis. So we're going to go for 3 more here. Exhale to imprint. Inhale to let the tailbone fall heavy. Second last one here. Inhaling. Last imprint here, finding that position. And then inhale, let the tailbone fall heavy, finding your neutral spine. So holding our neutral spine position now, we're going to start by moving our right leg up into tabletop. So we're going to inhale to prepare here. And then as we exhale, we're going to draw from the top of the belly, that right leg up into a tabletop position. Then as we inhale, we're going to tap that right toe back down onto the ground, keeping our knee at that 90-degree angle. So exhaling, we lift that leg, finding your tabletop, and inhale, slowly drawing that leg back down to touch. Exhaling to lift. Inhale to lower. Trying to stay nice and heavy through that leg still, keeping equal weight in both hip bones and tailbone, so that lower back is not touching the ground. Each time we lift, thinking about that leg, that lift of the leg like an ice cream scoop. So that contraction is coming all the way from the top of the belly. Then as we lift, finding the sit bones drawing towards the back of the knee as well. So it's a scooping from underneath and a scooping from the top, which is what's lifting and lowering that leg. We're going to go for 2 more here, exhaling to lift. Inhale to lower back down. Last one here. And lower. Then swapping straight over onto your left leg. So exhale to lift. Inhale to lower down. Finding that stability between left and right side. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Finding that scoop from the top of the belly to lift the leg, and sit bones reaching for the back of the knee. Good. We're going to go for 4 more. Last 3 here. Last 2. Last one, holding this left leg up into your tabletop now. Then bringing your right foot up to meet. We're now going to reverse that movement. So just finding that heaviness in your tailbone again. Neutral spine position here. So slight sensation of pubis bone towards belly button. Now as we exhale, we're going to drop that right toe down to tap the floor. Inhale to lift back up. We're going to alternate. So left leg tapping next, down to the floor. Inhale to draw back up. So we're just going to alternate through these, exhaling as we lower the leg, inhaling to lift. Thinking about pubis bone drawing towards belly button and ribs sliding down towards the hips. If you feel like that space underneath your lower back is arching and increasing as you tap your toe, just reduce your range a little bit more here and slightly draw that pubis bone to belly button a little bit more. Good. We're going to go for 4 more. Last 3, 2, 1. Coming with me, we're going to extend that right leg out long this time, then drawing it back into tabletop. Left leg extends out long, draw it back in. So we're alternating here this time, extending that leg, keeping the opposite leg in tabletop. We're going to go for 4, 3, last 2, last one here. Now keeping the knees bent, we're going to tap both feet down onto the floor and then lift. So exhaling, both feet tap and lift. We have 4, 3, 2, last one here. Then stepping one foot down onto the floor and the other. So you should be feeling nice and warm now through the lower belly. Just bringing those feet back towards your hips. Knees bent, feet in hip width apart. Now hands are going to stay by your side. So keeping our nice neutral spine position, we're going to inhale to prepare. And then as we exhale, we're going to tuck the chin towards our throat, lifting the head and the chest up and off the floor. Now, rather than curling ourselves into a ball like a crunch, we're trying to almost press the shoulder blades back down into the floor, lifting the chest up and over the hips. Then inhale to lower back down. Exhale, chin comes to throat. We lift the chest, ribs slide down the body towards the hips. Then inhale, coming back down. So exhale, we lift. Inhale to lower. Exhaling to lift. Inhaling to lower back down. So careful that as you lift that chest, that tailbone doesn't tuck under and that lower back presses down. We want to maintain that slight arch underneath our lower back. So we're working in a neutral spine position here. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, Now bringing the hands behind the head, stacking the palms, creating a nice little cradle for the head. So elbows are going to come into your peripheral. We're going to come into our chest lift number 2. So inhaling to prepare, now exhaling to lift the chest like we did before, this time without the hands. Inhaling to lower back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. So same thing, pressing those shoulder blades back down into the floor. Chest coming up and over the hips, trying to find that nice little quiver at the top. Slow and controlled movement, using that breath. Inhaling as we lower. Exhaling to come up. We're going to go for 3. Last 2. Last one here. Good. Okay, hands are going to come now up in front, pointing towards the ceiling. You're going to stack your left hand on top of your right, so you're kind of creating a bit of a triangle with those arms. So we're going to exhale as we lift our chest, and we're going to point the arms past the opposite leg. So we're twisting here. Inhale, come back down, hands come to the middle. Then as we exhale, come over to the other side, reaching the hands past the thigh. Inhale to lower, exhaling to lift. So really trying to twist at the top, opening up from the armpits, trying to stay nice and equal in weight with both of your hip bones. So imagining that your pelvis is a bowl of water. We don't want any spills. We're going to go for 2 more on either side. Exhaling to lift, reaching those hands past the leg. Last one on the right. Last one on the left. Come all the way down. Beautiful. Hands are now going to come nice and wide, and the palms are going to be pressing down in towards the floor. Then stepping one foot up into tabletop and the other. We're going to bring the feet and the knees together now, knees staying nice and directly over our hip joint. We're going to inhale as we come over across towards the right hand side, pressing the left arm and shoulder down into the floor. Then as we exhale, knees are going to come back to the middle. Inhale, go over towards the left, pressing the right shoulder and hand down into the floor, and then exhaling to come back up. So inhale, we come over. Exhale, we move back towards center. Inhale, over to the other side. Exhale, back to the middle. So keep going with this, and just have a quick look down at your knees. Are they staying nice and stacked, or is your top knee coming back slightly from your bottom knee? If it is, just reduce your range a little bit and try and reach your top hip over a little bit more to maintain those knees stacked. This is going to mean that this nice twist is coming from your spine and not just your pelvis and legs shifting. Really using that opposite oblique to draw yourself back to the middle. Good. We're going to go one more to the right. Last one to the left. And then coming back to the middle, keeping the knees in tabletop. We're just separating them now so that they're in parallel, so alignment with our hips. Then bringing the hands back behind the head. We're going to come into another chest lift variation here. So inhale to prepare, and then as you exhale, lifting the chest up, knees staying directly over our hips. Inhale to lower back down. Exhale to lift. Inhaling to lower. Still trying to get that chest up and over your hips rather than curling your spine. Pelvis stays nice and still. Good. We're going to go for 2 more here. Then we're going to add on. Last chest lift here. Inhale to lower back down. Now we're going to lift the chest. Once we reach the top, we're going to open and rotate our armpits towards the right. Then come back to the middle and down. So we exhale to lift, we twist to the right, come back to the middle, and then lower all the way. Exhale to lift, twist, inhale back to the center and down. Good. Staying nice and steady through both of your hips. Slight gap underneath that lower back. Good, last one here. And down. Coming over to the other side now. Rotating to the left, back to the center, and down. Exhale to lift, rotate, come back to the middle, and down. We have 4 more here. That's it. Last 3, chin staying nice and close to the throat, head heavy into the hands. Last 2. Last one here. Hands can come back down by your side and then step 1 foot down and then the other. Okay, so just stretching your legs out nice and long. Hands are going to come up and over your head. So bring your feet together, trying to draw your knees to touch and your inner thighs to touch. And then now inhale, we're going to lift the head and the hands up off the floor. Then as we exhale, we're going to continue reaching those hands past our hips, curling the spine, coming all the way up until we're reaching the hands past the feet. Find an inhale here and enjoy that nice little hamstring stretch. Then as you exhale, we're going to start by tucking the tailbone under first. The more you tuck, the easier this exercise is going to be as you roll yourself all the way back down onto the mat. Hands coming back up over your head. So inhale, lift the head and the hands. Exhale, come up and over the hips. Reach the hands past the feet. Find that inhale here. Then as you exhale, start tucking that tailbone under, curling that spine. Send that chest bone backwards in towards the ribs, coming all the way down. Inhale, lift the head and the hands. Exhale, come up and over the hips, reaching out long. Then tucking. See how slowly you can go, 1 vertebrae at a time as we lower down, rolling the spine. Good. We're going to go for 1 more here. And we're going to stay holding at the top. Good. All right, so just bringing the feet now so that they are hip width apart and just in front of us here. And then stacking the spine so that we're sitting nice and tall. Hands are going to come out in front of you here. So really wanting to send the belly button through into the front of the thighs. And then now from here, you're going to start by tucking your tailbone under, trying to reach your tailbone for your heels as you roll yourself all the way back as far as you can without lifting the feet up off the floor. Hold that nice curve here for your inhale. And then as you exhale, dive your chest forward, reach the hands past the feet, and then stack the spine back up. Exhale, start tucking that tailbone under, finding your C curve. Hold that position for your inhale. And then as you exhale, dive the head forward, stacking the spine once more. Good. We're going to go for 2 more like this. Stacking that spine. Thinking tall. Then as we exhale, tucking the tailbone under, coming back. Good. Inhale here, then exhale, dive the head forward, stack that spine. Beautiful. All right, so coming into a little variation here, we're going to start with the same thing. So tailbone tucks, we come down into our C curve. Now we're going to bring the hands out wide. Come back so that parallel, then dive the head forward. Come back to a stack. Exhale, tuck under, rolling back. Arms come out wide and in. Rolling forward and then stacking that spine. One more like this, tucking under, roll back, hands come wide, we come forward, and then stack that spine. Good. Okay, so from here, we're going to roll back halfway. Then you're going to step your left leg up into a tabletop and then right leg, bringing the hands behind the knees. We're going to hold this position here. Can you walk your hands down your leg, down your thighs, rolling yourself back so that you're lying on the floor? Then tuck your chin into your chest and then walk your hands up the back of your legs until you come up into this seated position, balancing here once more. So we're going to tuck the tailbone under, walk the hands down the back of the thighs, roll yourself down so that you're lying on the ground. Then chin comes to chest, walk the hands back up the back of the legs, find your nice balancing position here. We're going to go for one more like that. Walk the hands down, tuck the tailbone under, come lying all the way onto the floor. Then walk the hands back up the back of the legs, finding that nice balance here. Can you take one hand away from the leg? Can you take the other? So balancing here. Now can we do the same without the hands? So you're going to keep the thighs where they are, lower the chest down, lying down on the ground. Then without moving or sending the legs further away from you, can you sit yourself back up to that seated position? So two more like this. Roll yourself down, lying flat on the floor. Then exhale, find your curve. Come back up to a seated position. Last one here. Roll yourself down. Lie down on the floor. Then chin comes to chest. Come back up to that balancing position. And then step one foot down and then the other. Well done. That is our little ab or core activation. I hope you enjoyed that. You can do that as many times through as you want, but once is definitely enough. And I will see you in the next video.